Welcome back. Now, the Manufacturing Indaba conference's second day kicked off today, aimed at exploring Africa's manufacturing evolution, localization strategies, and industrial growth opportunities. The call was for industrial collaboration to build a resilient and competitive sector. Dr. Angus Hay, SA Regional Executive at Africa Data Centers, joined me on the sidelines to look into the transformative potential of AI on productivity in manufacturing. Here are those insights.
We are an organization that is in the AI industry, and I'll talk a little bit about that now. But I think the important thing is that we as Africa, so on the African continent, we have the opportunity at this point to take advantage of new technologies, provided we're able to learn them, embed them, and bring them into how we're operating. And platforms that make use of AI can give us a competitive edge which will enable all industries to benefit. So if you look across multiple industries, and I think manufacturing is no different, AI is something which is happening across manufacturing, across the world, and it's certainly something where we, on the African continent, particularly in South Africa, can take advantage of the availability of AI to make a difference in our manufacturing processes, to improve efficiencies, and to improve our capability and improve our competitiveness in the world.
Yeah. Well, talk to us actually about the role of Africa Data Centers when it comes to this AI integration, particularly for the manufacturing sector.
Yeah. So firstly, just to introduce us, we're Africa Data Centers. We are a hyperscale data center provider. In other words, we provide the data center services that many companies use to house their IT equipment, and we do that across the continent, and particularly very large deployments in South Africa. We are also part of the Cassava Technologies group, and Cassava Technologies has recently launched Cassava Intelligence, which is part of an organization called Cassava AI. Cassava Intelligence is going to be the first AI factory on the African continent. So we're deploying this in multiple countries. South Africa is the first country. So in Johannesburg and Cape Town, we will be deploying, as Cassava AI, we will be deploying an AI factory. Now, that's not a factory that runs on AI. That's a factory to make AI.
Okay.
So the idea of an AI factory is to provide AI as a service. So many companies have obviously want to look at what they can do with AI. But how do you get started? How do you actually get into making use of AI? And what do you need to invest in to make that possible? So at the very basic level, what our AI factory will provide is the ability to get AI as a service. So can I actually run my AI models in an environment where I don't have to go and buy the equipment up front, I don't have to invest in all of the development up front. But there are multiple layers to that. So not just the actual physical compute that you need, and as we know, the computing requirements of AI are significant, but also all of the stack that goes on top of it, the platforms, the software that can go on top of that. And working with a partner such as Cassava AI, what a company can get is the ability to then develop solutions for their own industry. So to take examples of where there have been, and globally there have been many examples of developments of AI to augment across multiple industries, to take those use cases and to adopt them and to develop them and run them for their own industries. As Cassava, we've partnered with NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, as you know, is the largest provider of the platforms.
You all know the most valuable company on the NASDAQ at the moment.
Correct. And we've partnered with NVIDIA to deploy this AI factory. And so what Cassava AI will be offering to the market is the ability to engage with an expert that has all of the background, all of the knowledge, all of the expertise to develop and implement and run AI that for multiple industries, but particularly if we're talking in the manufacturing environment, how can we use that AI platform to, for example, improve the efficiency of people operating that environment? Can we create virtual models of manufacturing? Can we develop our manufacturing processes using AI? Can we collect a lot of data and run, for example, predictive maintenance using the data that we've collected? So there are multiple use cases in the manufacturing environment, but what we're offering is that whole environment as a service where you as the end user do not have to invest the capital and the development into the deployment.
A number of use cases, and I mean, these have been mentioned: efficiency, increase in sales, expansion of margins. But I'm wondering, I mean, it's quite clear how important AI is, but do you have to actually force the integration and functionality of AI into your manufacturing processes, or are there certain areas or levels where you can say, okay, now we can include AI? Or should AI be integrated on every level of the manufacturing process? How do you actually decide when and how to include AI in your processes?
Yeah. So look, I think, as with everything, and this came up in our discussion on the panel earlier, is it's not a question of saying, I need AI, what can I do with it? One needs to approach the whole problem the other way around. So it's really around identifying what are the use cases, what are the areas where we, in our environment, have a challenge. For example, am I optimally maintaining the environment? Am I able to operate where individuals, for example, say technician operating in a manufacturing environment, do they have access to all the tools they need to operate efficiently and effectively? Could we partner them with an AI, a chatbot, an AI agent that is supporting them? So you need to look at the problems first, identify those problems, and this is how we would approach it. This is how the AI as a service is positioned into the market. The idea that start with the problems, engage, understand, identify the use cases, identify those areas where the issues can be, and then work through a program of looking at, okay, now can we look at a pilot implementation of something that can address that problem? How do I address the broader environment of what I have to do? I need to be able to collect data, for example. I need to be able to manage that data. Where am I going to put that data? How am I going to ensure that everything is always available? And then how do I then build and run the models that I need to run? Are there existing models I can leverage? So it's a journey. Start with the problem, identify that, and I think that's the approach we are taking and going to market with the AI Factory is being able to engage with customers to give them that ability.
That was SA Regional Executive at Africa Data Centers, Dr. Angus Hay.